Okay, well, we're back at the grave site for Jane, Roland, Edward, et al. And anyway, I have been able to buy some roses right here. The grocery store didn't sell single roses, so I had to buy 3. So I thought that was appropriate. There could be one for Jane, one for Henry, and one for Edward. So all tying back to our portrait with the single red rose. So anyway, here we go. We're going to place these at the memorial. Right there. Right at the base of their memorial. And I think that, is a fitting tribute to the family from the Taubman Museum of Art. This portrait has really proven to be quite interesting, and really, actually, for me at least, researching it has made me feel fairly close to the Lacey's, even though 150 some odd years apart or thereabouts. All right, we'll look around a little more and see what else there is to do today. Okay, one other thing to note, in the Lacey plot, actually, here's Edward's headstone that was knocked over. Right behind it, there's the Tuthel family, which was tied also to the Lacey's. And what's interesting is that the woman in 1988 who made the painting available for the museum to purchase, her last name was Tuthel. So these very well, looking at the dates, could be her parents or maybe grandparents, and then they would have been directly tied to the Lacey family. And so of course she was a descendant of the Lacey's. And then sadly, next to their stones are 2 other children they did have that appear to have been twins, Samuel and James, and they didn't even make it a year. So they were also victims of a premature death. But anyway, this very well could be, and again, just total speculation, but could be the parents or grandparents of the woman who made the portrait available to the museum. I think I'm going to go back to the office now at the cemetery and ask if they have records of the grave of the woman who donated the painting to Sotheby's and sold it to us, to the museum. Okay, the records indicate that the only individual with the name of the woman that sold the painting to the museum in 1988 through Sotheby's is the grave that we were just looking at. And so more than likely that is the woman's mother. Now, of course, she died in 1972, the individual that we were just looking at that's buried here, the gravestone. So that would mean that she obviously did not sell the painting through Sotheby's to the museum through the auction, because she died in 1972. So it must be a daughter whose name we have as far as the one that sold it to the museum. So anyway, she's not buried here. That's the only one with that name. So I don't know what ended up happening to that woman, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Let's go on now. Probably head toward the library. It's getting closer to the time when they'll open.